We must keep our appointment with the Wicker Man. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Look at that. We're here. Groot's here. That's exciting. I'm here. I'm Carson. And you're here. We're doing the FilmStruck Film Club yet again. It was another week of another great movie. We've been doing our October scary movies. Have you been keeping up? We watched Bride of Frankenstein last week. And then I already kind of said it in the thing, but this week we watched a very cool movie. We watched written by Anthony Shaffer, directed by Robin Hardy, 1973's The Wicker Man. Not to be confused with the more recent Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage with the bees and such. You don't need to worry about that. We didn't watch that one. We watched the one from the 70s, the original, the real one. And I was under the impression it was going to be scarier. It wasn't all that scary. I really did enjoy following the trail of breadcrumbs. I didn't really know how we were going to get to the sacrifice because it becomes pretty clear pretty early that there's going to be a sacrifice. And we got our guy, the cop, the detective. I forget his name, but he's on this little island of Summerisle, and he is looking for May's daughter. I forget her name. Rowan, that's her name. He's looking for Rowan, and nobody knows who she is or where she is. And we follow this detective as he tries to unravel the mystery of what happened to Rowan. And it was such a fun movie. I did not know going into it that it's a musical. Hello. It's a really fun musical, actually. I would love to see it on stage. Has it ever been on stage? Somebody Google it. Because it would be such a bizarre evening of theater. But there is quite a few moments where there's songs being sung by a lot of people all at once. Christopher Lee. Can we give it up for Christopher Lee, Lord Summerisle? Maybe you recognize him as Sauron from Lord of the Rings, or as Dracula, or as any of the other million things he's been in. He's so good in this. This might be my favorite Christopher Lee role. He's just so charismatic as this guy who is this like pagan lord of the town. His grandfather, took over the island once upon a time, and they started bearing fruit, and everybody's doing Stonehenge fucking druid pagan shit. And I can imagine when it came out with like a more Christian nation, a more Christian audience, they might find this story to be maybe scarier. I found it to be kind of humorous a lot of times. There's quite a cool sense of humor that this film has. But then by the time we get to the end with that big twist, maybe if I haven't mentioned it, we're going to spoil some stuff. So if you haven't watched the movie, it is available. You can stream it right now, and you should go do that. Because for an October movie, it's great. It reminded me a lot of Ari Aster's Midsommar. They share a little bit of that pagan-y ritual, blood sacrifice sort of thing. So seeing Midsommar before seeing this, it was kind of like, oh, it's kind of like that. But yeah, I feel like I'm underselling it a little bit. I really liked it. I guess I wanted it to be scarier. And that's my fault. I thought it was something else. But what I got was all the more surprising and perhaps even more enjoyable. I watched a very cool thing on YouTube. It was like a making of the movie where I learned a lot about how hard it was to get this movie out there. Long story short, they couldn't get U.S. distribution for some reason, and then all the negatives were like gone. The movie didn't exist, and then they had one copy or something like that, and then they were able to make more, and it's like this movie that almost never was. And then Christopher Lee was very instrumental in like making sure it got out there, because for some reason people didn't like support the film. And by the time it did get shown and get kind of exposed, everyone fell in love with it. And of course now it's this cult classic, and has since been remade and all that wonderful stuff. I loved it so much. And that first song where like the corn rigs or Bonnie, I just started cracking up. I was like, this movie's gonna be great. I also love how like everyone's just lying the whole time, and they're lying. So you're constantly like, you're a dead end, and you're just as frustrated as this detective, like trying to figure out what the hell happened to this girl. And as we just kind of unravel the thing and find out that she's not dead, she's yet to be dead. She's going to be sacrificed in the Wicker Man. We're going to burn her because we want the harvest to be good. And so then by the time you're figuring all that out, you're like, oh man, I know exactly what's going on. And then, of course, the big twist at the end where the hunter is actually the one being hunted. And our detective, our virgin, God-fearing, man of the law, perfect sacrifice, is actually the one who has been led to this place where he's going to be fed to the Wicker Man and be burned for the harvest. And that ending is so epic. It's, a proper martyr's death where he's yelling and screaming for God and cursing the people that have done this to him. It was just such a wild ride, and it was so fun to watch. I hope you got a chance to check it out because I just ruined it. Ruined the whole movie for you. But yeah, we're keeping this train a-rolling, y'all. We are picking another scary movie. I think the next one's going to be, like, really scary. So hide your kids, hide your wives. This is going to be hardcore. But yeah, go ahead and follow us at FilmStruck Film Club if you don't already. That's where you're going to see all the weekly picks. That's where we're gonna always be having these little... They wind up being kind of solo conversations, if we're being honest. It's a lot of me talking. I would love to hear what you guys thought of the movie. Write in the little comment section. Let me know what you think of The Wicker Man. Do you love The Wicker Man? Do you hate The Wicker Man? Do you think it's scary? Did you see it when you were too young? I want to know. I want to know all that stuff. So does Groot. Groot wants to know. Even Dr. Evil wants to know. Everybody's dying to know how we thought about this film and what we're going to think about the next one and the next one and the next one. Okay, I'm done. See you later. Have a happy Halloween. It's a little ways away, but you know what? We'll see you soon.